Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show and podcast for a thriving business and life. We are live on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, and my YouTube channel. And you can also hear the podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, and many more. Together, let's create a life you love. I'm your host, Nancy Deutsch, licensed clinical social worker, certified hypnotherapist, and intuitive business expert, combining my counseling, coaching, and intuitive abilities to help you transform your life and your business. This show is not a replacement for therapy or counseling. It is for educational purposes only. So I'm really excited. Today, we start a new series. And this 7-week series is called Reset, Refocus, and Thrive for creating more confidence, clarity, and resilience. And so you will discover how to reset, let go of limiting beliefs, emotional blocks, and habits that are keeping you stuck. You're going to refocus your mind, your priorities, and energy on what truly matters most and build greater confidence, clarity, resilience so that you can move forward with purpose and thrive. So today we start our series with week 1, and it's called Reset and Let Go of What's Holding You Back. Before you can create the life, the career, the business you truly want, you have to make room for it. So in this episode of Reset, Refocus, and Thrive series, we're going to explore old beliefs, emotional baggage, fear, and self-doubt that sabotage you and quietly keep you stuck. And you'll learn how to recognize those hidden beliefs, how to release and let go of that mental clutter and take one simple, intentional step at a time. So here we go. So my first question, I want to jump into this question before. So last week we ended with Anastasia saying, does this mean we should be finished with our current one, meaning the last series? And she said she was falling behind, and I'm not sure I finished the first one or this one. So what I really want you to know, Anastasia, and all of you, that this series is going to be the next step. You're going to be able to build on anything that you got from the last series. Now, I also want you to know that you can always go back to YouTube and watch the series. You can watch it on my YouTube channel or on talk4tv.com, Or you can also listen to the podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, Amazon, many more. So you have the ability to view or listen at a later time to catch up on what you missed. And like I said, I really want to reassure all of you, if you this next series, Reset, Refocus, and Thrive, is going to add to and build on what we've been doing. Now, I also want to invite you to get a journal if you don't have one, because I'm going to give you sentences. I'm going to give you questions because I really, really want to support you in thriving and moving forward and resetting, refocusing. So please get a journal or a notebook or a piece of paper and a pen, and let's jump in. Okay. So my question for you is, if you could let go of one thing that's been holding you back, what would it be? If you could let go of one thing that's holding you back, what would it be? And we have a question before I jump into more of the. We have a question from Nikki, and she asked, can people be stuck and not know it? Yes, it's possible. It is possible for you, for any of you, to be stuck. You, if okay, so let's describe what is stuck feel like. What is stuck? What are symptoms of stuckness? Okay, so when you are feeling really frustrated and you feel like you're not moving forward, or you're feeling really discouraged or depressed because you feel like you keep repeating the patterns over and over and over and over again, and you feel like you're not able to create that momentum in your life, or you feel like you really want a better life but you don't know how to get there, and you feel like, one of the pictures I describe is, you feel like you're on that hamster wheel and you're going round and round and round and nothing is changing. So it may be that you have stuck energy, and it may not be in your whole life. You may have an area of your life where you're feeling stuck. The rest of your life might be great. Or maybe it's looking at all the different pieces in your life. So it's being able to assess for yourself where you may be stuck. So I have something. You know what? I'm just going to announce it. Because this is such a perfect time to announce what something new that I developed. And it's for you who may want to explore where you may be stuck, or where you're feeling challenged, or where those patterns may be. So you're going to go to inspiredandempoweredliving.com/full potential dash ebook. So this book, it's Am I Living My Full Potential? And if you're feeling stuck, or you're not sure that you're feeling stuck, this would be the ideal thing to help you assess, to understand, where may I be things happening for me that I'm not moving, or am I moving? And so I really invite you to download Am I Reaching My Full Potential ebook. And it's a 3-minute self-assessment. It's a quickie thing that you can do, and it's really can help you to assess if you're feeling stuck or not, and in what area you may be feeling it, or what area where that challenge may be. So thank you, Nikki, for that question. And hopefully, of course, if any of you have any questions, whether you're live, you can ask the questions in the chat. If you are listening at a later time, tag me on Facebook, tag me on YouTube, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. And for those of you who don't know what a tagging is, the way that you tag somebody, and this really helps that person know that you've asked a question, or that you have a comment, or you want them to make sure that you see it. You would put at Nancy Deutsch. So that little at sign at Nancy Deutsch, and that will be a tag. It actually, in Facebook, you can actually say tag. I believe you can do something similar in YouTube, but definitely want to support you and help you in any way that I can. So let's talk about why you need to reset. So if you may not know that you're stuck, or you may know that you're stuck, and you may think that you're stuck because you don't know enough, or you're not motivated enough, or you simply haven't found the right opportunity. But in reality, you aren't stuck because of what's ahead. You're really stuck because of what's happened, what's behind you. So what keeps you stuck are limiting beliefs, fears like fear of failure, fear of success, or all those self-doubts. You feel like you can do it, and then the next thing, I can't do this. Self-doubts. Or maybe it's perfectionism. You feel like you have to be perfect before you get it right, before you move forward, before you make it happen. Or maybe it's people pleasing. People pleasing can keep you from moving forward because you want to please other people and you're not pleasing yourself. So that's all part of what needs to heal. And then there's the past disappointments. If you've had experiences where maybe you've tried and you feel like you failed, or if you feel like you didn't do good enough, or whatever is going on in your mind, you may have had past disappointments. And then you say, why bother trying? Why bother? Why bother doing this? And what I really want you to know is that that's why we're doing this reset, refocus, and thrive, so that you can let that baggage go. You can let those old disappointments go and really allow yourself to move forward, even if it's baby step, like we've been talking about in the other series, step by step, baby step by baby step. And also part of what you're going to need to let go are old identities that no longer work for you, identities that have held you back. That's part of what's going to be needing to let go of. And then you're also going to be needing to let go of your emotional wounds, all the emotions where those emotions, the fears, the doubts, but the anger, the resentment, shame, guilt, grief, even grief can hold you back. And so it's letting go of the emotions that keep you from moving forward, moving on. And I really want to be clear about this, though, because when I say that, I want you all to know it does not mean that you don't feel your feelings, because feeling your feelings are really important. But it's about being able to move through them. It's about being able to learn what we call emotional regulation, learning how to bring yourself back. And it's about allowing yourself to breathe through feelings so that you're allowing that energy to move through your body. And also, it's about letting go of habits that once protected you, but now limit you. And you cannot create your future while you're living in your past. And it's just like an example of that is, can you imagine you have this closet stuffed to the gills and you're trying to keep putting things into the closet? That's an image of the cluttered mind. And so it's about letting go of the clutter so that you can now put your and have an organized mind, or a mind that's free, so that you can put in new ideas, new beliefs, new identities, the new you that you're working. And hopefully, as we go through this series, you'll be able to get more and more about the new you. The new you. All right, we have some questions coming in. Anastasia asks, is there a difference between people pleasing and just being nice? So, yes. All right. First of all, I really, really believe that we need to be nice, that we need to be kind to people, that it's really important to have, when you have an inspired life, you want to be nice and kind. Now, this is the distinction. The distinction is people pleasing is that when you're pleasing someone else, it's at your cost. It's at a cost to you. So, for example, let's say you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling stressed out because you have a lot to do on your plate. Like let's say you have a deadline to do, and you have this deadline, whether it's a personal deadline or a business deadline or a family deadline, and you have a deadline. And a friend says, "Oh, could you please help me with da 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 da." And you say yes instead of saying no. What you you knew that you needed to say no because you didn't want to put one more thing on your plate, one more thing to do. But instead of saying no, I can't do this right now, you said, yes, I'll do it. But there was anger, there was resentment, and you said the yes. You were people pleasing for them, but not taking care of you. So that's an example of people pleasing. And what happens when you're doing people pleasing as opposed, and how and different, and how it's different than being kind and nice. So hopefully, Anastasia, that answered your question. Please let me know if there's anything else or that was helpful. Okay, so Mickey asked, define living in the past, please. Okay, Mickey. So when you are living in your past, so I'll give you an example. A lot of times, what happens when you've had trauma or even limiting beliefs that will hold you back, you're limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself from moving forward. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. So let's say you have a limiting belief, and I want you all to know that this is one of the most common, if not the most common, limiting belief. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I can't do this because I'll just never be good enough. I'm not good enough. And so that belief, I'm not good enough, if it's keeping you from trying something new or doing something new or allowing yourself to explore possibilities, then you're in that past, that limiting belief, which is where you got it from long ago. So any kind of limiting beliefs, any kind of old identities like being a people pleaser, that would be an old identity that you want to let go of. Or even having to be perfect. I have so many clients that have the perfect thing, and the perfect thing will stop you from trying something new. Like, if I don't have it perfect, I can't do it. Or if it's not perfect, I'm not going to be able to move forward. So all of that perfect thing comes from your past. So limiting beliefs, emotions like fear, anger, shame, guilt are coming from your past, especially if they're intense, more than your present. If you have like an annoyance or a little, it may not be from your past. It may be somebody's triggering you. They're doing an annoying behavior. But I will tell you, usually annoying behaviors are because they're similar to a behavior that really pissed you off, made you mad a while ago. So hopefully, Nikki, that was helpful to you. If you have any questions about that, let me know. And Anastasia said, yes, I answered her question. Thank you for letting me know, Anastasia. Okay. So really, I invite you to look at what kind of identities, limiting beliefs from your past could be holding you back. And you can ask yourself, what thought keeps repeating in your mind? So if there's a repeating thought, listen to that, especially if it's a positive repeating thought. You do want to listen to it, and that's good. But most of the time, those repeating thoughts that are negative are those limiting beliefs, or that would keep you stuck. And then ask yourself, what kind of story have you been telling yourself? Now, again, sometimes you may not always be able to see the story. Sometimes you may need help, but you may be able to start seeing, this is awareness, and being able to start seeing the story you've been telling yourself. So I encourage you to write or explore that for yourself. And again, if I'm going fast, I want to make sure that I get to either most of this or all of it before we end. And you can always come back to the YouTube or the podcast. So what's the hidden cost of holding on? What is it costing you? And what happens is, when you are holding on to those old limiting beliefs, when you're holding on to those identities, when you're holding on to those emotions, the costs and impacts are on your confidence. It will affect your relationships. It can affect your health. It can affect your career or your business. It can affect decision making. And it definitely can affect opportunities. So if you have thoughts like, I'll do it when I'm ready. The problem is you may never be ready. Or I'm too old. Or I can't do that. Or I'm not qualified. Or I'm not good enough, like I was saying. Or I don't deserve success. Or I'm just going to end up failing, so why bother trying? What if people judge me? So what I really want you to know is those automatic beliefs are coming from your subconscious mind. And it's really important to start catching them, being aware of them, allowing yourself to be able to become aware, because you can't change something you're not aware of. And your subconscious mind is the part of you from the moment you were conceived to present time that's recorded every moment you've been alive. It's your computer program. And you need to change the program from the negative or the fear-based or the stuff that holds you back to positive programs. But we're going to be talking about that more through the series. And it's really important for you to start becoming aware that you're recognizing, that you're realizing, and that you're operating from them. And to share a little bit about my story, okay, before I say that, Nikki says there is no such thing as perfect. You are correct. No perfection. We just need to get it good enough or be as good as we can be. That's the best we can do. And it's okay. There is no perfection. That is correct. So what was happening when I became a licensed clinical social worker, and I've been one for a long time, over 35 years. And what was happening was I was watching people go around repeating patterns over and over and over again, and they weren't changing. They were caught up in the subconscious loop, and things were going around and around. And I wanted to find a way to change that. And so what happened was I started studying how to release trauma from the body, how to release those limiting beliefs and emotions on that body level. It's called somatic work. And then I started studying neuro-linguistics programming, NLP for short. And NLP helps you look at your beliefs, your thoughts, how you view the world, how you view yourself, and helps you to change that. And then I wanted to go even deeper. And so then I studied hypnosis. So I've been trained and studied and certified in all those and a lot more. But what was happening was was as I was working with all these people, I started seeing that the modalities I was using was helping them go deeper, and they were able to create bigger transformations and stop the repeating patterns and stop those repeating patterns. And so I've done that in so many areas with people, from love relationships to business to growing your business to all kinds of life patterns, habits like food or nail biting. All of those are part of what's possible when you get deeper. Now, what are you carrying? What are you carrying? Okay, so let's talk about what you could be carrying. And some of the things that you could be carrying, and we talked about, I mentioned them, but I'm going to mention them again because this is really important in order for you to do the reset, letting go of these things. Old disappointments. You need to let go of the old disappointments so that you're starting fresh, you're starting new, you're allowing yourself to believe in yourself and trust yourself that you are able to manifest and to go for what you want. Now, it's also going to be important for you to do your work in shifting what might keep you from creating what you want. And that's all those subconscious beliefs that would keep you stuck or keep you from manifesting and moving forward to what you want. And some of the other things may be regret. If you have regret at certain parts of your life or certain areas, especially if you're trying to work on creating something new in some area of your life and you have a lot of regrets, you need to let them go. And then there's the guilt. Gotta let go of the guilt. Gotta let go of the shame. And the fear, definitely want to be letting that go. You want to be letting go of resentments. Gotta let go of those resentments. And you want to let go of comparisons, comparing yourself to other people. It's not serving you. And I know it's easier said than done, but I really want to support all of you in saying to yourself, I am me. I am special and unique. And, there may be other people doing what I do, or there may be other people that have da 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 da, or whatever you're comparing. But start focusing on your strengths and all the things that you do that other people don't, or that because you're unique. There are billions of people in this world, and there's only one you. No two people are alike. No two people are alike. So, only you. And you know what? I really believe that God, the universe, created you because you came here for a reason and a purpose, to express yourself in a certain way. And even if other people are saying the same thing or doing something similar, there's no one doing it like you. So that's what I want to remind you. It's important to let go of your expectations. Especially expectations of self can lead to those disappointments. Expectations of others can lead to those disappointments. So work on letting go of expectations. You also want to work on letting go. And here's the thing, I'm giving you this list. It may be, this is a process. This is a journey. It's not like poof, doo, doo, poof, poof, I got it all done. Journey, discovery, awareness. That's first. And then you work on the letting go. So comparison, expectations, the need for approval, that's a big one. And most of us probably have that need for approval, but what would it be like if you could approve of yourself first and not look outside of yourself for that approval? And those limiting identities, like I was talking about, like some people, I'm the caretaker. I'm only the caretaker. That's all I've ever done in my life. I don't know how to function without being a caretaker. I don't know how to function my needs, my wants, my desires. That's really important for you to discover. Or if you've always been the responsible one and everybody's always depending on you, maybe it's time to let go of that. And I don't mean not being responsible, but taking care of everyone else and forgetting about you, like the people pleaser. Or I always struggle. I struggle. Or I'm not confident. I'll never be confident. Or I'm not good enough. So those all are places and beliefs that can be changed. They're places and beliefs that can be changed. And so I'm going to give you a resetting your mind. So it's called the reset framework. All right. So first you're going to have R. R is recognizing. You're going to become aware of the belief or the pattern that's limiting you, or you want to ask yourself, is this belief or pattern helping you, or is it limiting you? So you recognize. Then the next is E. You want to examine it, or you could say explore it. And you want to ask yourself, where did this come from? And does it still fit who I've become? Does it still fit who I've become? And then S. So we have R for recognize, E for examine or explore, S for shift. Choose a more empowering belief. So instead of I have to be perfect, I grow through process and progress. I grow through progress and I have a process. All right, that's important. Or if you say, I'm not ready, choose. I become ready by taking action, even a baby step. And then E is empowering yourself. So, which choice aligns most with the person you're becoming? Which choice aligns most with the person you're becoming? And T, take one step. One action today will help you in creating your tomorrow. One action. Remember, confidence grows through action. So I'm going to say it again. So it's reset, the reset framework. R for recognize, E for examine or explore, S for shift, E for empower, and T, take one step. And so I really want to support all of you. Resetting doesn't mean starting over. It means clearing away what no longer belongs so that you can move forward with greater confidence and clarity and resilience. And know this is a process. You're in a process. It's progress. Doesn't mean, and it's not about being perfect. It's about progressing through taking it one step at a time, even baby steps. It's about letting go of what's been weighing you down. And it's about each new chapter begins with one courageous decision. And this is about making the decision to stop what no longer serves you. And so I'm going to invite you again. I am going to invite you again to Am I reaching my full potential assessment? It's a 3-minute self-assessment. But what's going to be really cool is that you're going to be able to discover where you may be limiting your own potential. What mindset patterns could be keeping you stuck? And areas where you can have greater confidence, resilience, and growth. And then simple next steps to begin unlocking more of your potential. So definitely, I invite you to download it. And you're going to go to inspiredandempoweredliving.com /full, FULL, potential, POTENTIL, dash ebook. So inspiredandempoweredliving.com /full potential dash ebook. And I invite you, I'm really excited about this self-assessment, and I look forward to having you join us with it. And I want to say that we have episode 2 next week, and that's going to be refocusing. So once you've let go of what's holding you back, your next step is deciding what deserves your attention. And it's about clearing through the mental noise, reconnecting what matters most, and gaining the clarity that you need. So join us next episode for episode 2, refocusing. Refocus. Okay. And I want to say thank you all for being here. And I look forward to hearing and answering any questions that you may have. Remember to tag me at Nancy Deutsch. And I want to support you all. Remind all of you that you can tune in at 5 p.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, and my YouTube channel. And you can also hear the podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Pandora, and many more. And I look forward to connecting with you all next week. I wish you all an inspired and empowered day, night, and week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.